Brian Hughes here for Nova Pro Wrestling, and with the WWE Cruiserweight Classic kicking off, already one of the most talked about competitors is Cedric Alexander. But before he was tearing it up on the network, he was defending his PWI Ultra J Championship right here in Nova Pro Wrestling. Here he is in the main event of our July 1st show, American Slang, in Fairfax, Virginia, where he faces the undefeated Chet Sterling.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event of the evening. It is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the PWI Ultra J Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, hailing from Raleigh, North Carolina, weighing in at 191 pounds. Please welcome back to Nova Pro Wrestling, currently the undefeated Chet Sterling!
Whoa! Cedric didn't even wait for his introduction. Shotgun dropkick cover! He was in the middle of introductions and Cedric jumped him at the bell. And just like when Cedric won the television title from Chet Sterling back in November, he's trying to take a shortcut to get the win.
You know, I can't help, as we start this main event, Cecil, to feel like we're having a little bit of deja vu from our last main event, where Cedric Alexander put his PWI Ultra J title on the line against a then undefeated Bobby Shields, defeating him. Same situation, different opponent, as Chet Sterling makes his return to Nova Pro Wrestling for the first time since January, win streak intact, also going from the Ultra J title. And this is Cedric's first defense since defeating Bobby Shields back in May.
Right, Cedric, of course, defeated Ethan Case, ended the longest running PWI Ultra J Championship run ever when he defeated Case. Went on that same night to challenge Trevor Lee for the CWF Heavyweight title and came up short. But these two do have a history.
I believe the only singles match they've ever had together is that night you speak of, this past winter, or fall rather, when Chet Sterling lost. Nice head scissors there. Lost the CWF TV Championship to Cedric Alexander.
That's right, he used a pipe wrench to win it that night, but Cedric Alexander's in trouble. One count. Yeah, Cedric that night used a wrench to win the TV title, the CWF TV title from Chet Sterling. And Cedric has been running from Chet ever since.
Chet finally gets his hands on Cedric on this evening, though it's not going to be an easy battle for Chet. Cedric Alexander, I would say, is in the prime of his career, enjoying his 2 title reigns, and he's also part of this little thing called the Cruiserweight Classic. This company, the WWE is putting on. Not sure if you've heard of them. So
never heard of them.
Right, so right now, doing quite well in his career. This is going to be a big uphill battle for Chet Sterling, but he's got the crowd behind him. He's got that undefeated streak behind him, and Veda Scott is not doing much to get the people back in Cedric Alexander's corner here.
No, and Chet turns it around. Cedric, of course, coming off some big wins over guys like Zack Sabre Jr., over guys like Darius Lockhart, so he's on a roll. In addition to all these things that he's doing, he really, truly is one of the best in the world.
No doubt about it. And Chet Sterling here, not only coming back to Nova Pro Wrestling, but in the main event of the show, looking to get some retribution for that loss that he suffered at the hands of Cedric Alexander, as you said. Finally getting his hands on him after, what has it been, 9 months since these two last locked up? That's a very long time.
Yeah, very long time, and a lot of time for Chet to get, oh, he got caught on the ring skirt.
Shades of Fit Finley there. Cedric Alexander pulling out the ring skirt, so when Chet went through a pescado, he landed with his legs in between that apron. Probably didn't feel too good, if I were to guess.
No, I mean, that's a pretty thick cord that goes through that skirt there to hold it up on the apron. And Chet may not make it back in. That was a heck of a shot he took.
We talked about how there's a competitive nature in professional wrestlers. Sometimes they don't like to take the count-out win. I think Cedric Alexander would quite enjoy watching Chet Sterling lay on the floor till the count of 10 here.
Oh, yeah, in a heartbeat. Cedric's one of those guys, he definitely believes his own hype. Oh, what a kick! man just took him right out. Cedric believes his own hype. He knows how good he is, and it's festered itself over the last couple of years in a cover.
I knew Cedric Alexander, especially in the Mid-Atlantic, used to be seen as a really nice young man, somebody who just wanted to be a great professional wrestler and do his best. But as you said, all this greatness he's accomplished really manifested and got into his head. Humble is not really in his vocabulary anymore.
No, it's really not. But I'll tell you what, that drop kick is in the vocabulary of Chet Sterling right now.
Yeah, that's one for him as he motioned to the camera before going for that pin. And again, I think a little bit of that showboating cost him what could have been a potential knockout victory.
I remember Cedric when he broke in. He was trained by none other than George South, the legendary George South. And he was going around trying to get on any show he could. He was a humble, nice young man. And he's got Vita Scott choking on the ropes.
She is not a nice young woman. I'm just going to point that out.
No, she's not. We talked about that earlier. But Cedric, it seemed like once he started getting attention, he got on TV, he made it big with ROH, and now with Evolve, and he really started buying into his own press.
You have to imagine it's only going to get worse with exposure on the WWE Network. And right now, Cedric has Chet reeling, almost mocking him a little bit as he rocks him with these punches, as he has Chet rope-a-doped.
Yeah, he does. And hard elbow to the head. And that's the case, a little bit of experience edge from Cedric there, too. Chet, only a 3-year pro. He's a guy who's definitely progressed quickly, but Cedric has a few years on him.
And Chet, I think right now, he's laying on the floor. I don't know if he knows if he's in Fairfax, Virginia, or back in Raleigh, North Carolina. And Cedric Alexander, he's not going to let him breathe. He's going to go out here to the floor now and keep the advantage while he can.
Yeah, Cedric maybe toying around a little bit with Chet Sterling, what you don't want to do. Chet has, got that chop, but Chet has a reputation for being able to catch guys out of nowhere with a win. I mean, this is a guy that was mentored by Trevor Lee, so he knows a lot of tricks.
Absolutely, one half of the Aftermath tag team with Trevor Lee. A hard enziguri from Cedric Alexander. And now a big backdrop on the apron as Vita Scott jumps with joy at the pain that Cedric Alexander is unleashing. And again, we saw back in May, his calling card, the lumbar check, the big move he had that ended Bobby Shields' winning streak. You have to imagine that that's going to be a move he looks to go for here as well.
Right, he's already starting to go to work on that back. He's setting up for it. A little ground and pound here, but if he weakens up that back, the lumbar check will be the end of this match.
Right, and if Chet is dizzy, he's not going to be able to block. He's not going to be able to counter. He's not going to be able to scout it as well, and he can just get lifted up and dropped right across those knees of Cedric Alexander and put down at a moment's notice.
Yeah, Chet Sterling has amazing endurance. He's able to absorb a lot of punishment. We've seen that from here in matches with guys like Logan Easton Moreau. He has a great endurance, and the fans love him, but there's only so much one guy can take from someone like Cedric Alexander.
Exactly, but that brings up a good point. Right now, certainly Cedric has the advantage, and Chet is in a bad way. However, we've seen him turn around, not only here in Nova Pro, but in CWF Worldwide each week on YouTube. He certainly is a fighter, and just because in the early going here, Cedric has the advantage on him, doesn't mean later on the match he won't be able to make a comeback and turn things around for him.
Right, if Cedric's not careful, Chet can catch him at a moment's notice.
And that, I think, is one of Cedric's downfalls. His arrogance gets the best of him, and he can sometimes get his eyes off the prize, play too much to the crowd, take too much time to showboat, and it really could cost him.
Right, he wasn't always that way. He used to be a very matter-of-fact, go-about-your-business kind of wrestler. I've only seen one occasion this year where it seemed like he didn't really seem to waste a lot of time. Is when he challenged Trevor Lee a couple of months ago. He was on his game. But he's somebody who really gets caught up sometimes, and it's cost him a couple of matches.
All right, Cedric going an hour for that match, so we know his endurance is very high, and Chet's as well. So we see him now able to get in a punch, even though he's rocking and reeling, and Cedric responding with a couple of uppercuts.
Yeah, that's a game Chet doesn't want to get in. Cedric Alexander, one of the best strikers in the game today. And that is not Chet Sterling's game. He's a quickness wrestler.
And that's something I think people don't really think of Cedric. They think of the corner dropkick. They think of the lumbar check. They think of some of the bigger moves, the cooler, flashier moves he can do. But really, he can go toe-to-toe and hold for hold when it comes to strikes in professional wrestling as well. But Chet here, able to get him with an enziguri.
Made us eat our words there. Chet Sterling coming with the kick.
No doubt about it, Cecil. This is the moment where he just needs to catch his breath and take the time. Take this opportunity while Cedric is trying to to see the light in his eyes once again, to get to his feet. And the fans are behind him and willing Chet Sterling to get back in this contest.
Chet, here he goes, throwing those right hands. He's got to put the pressure on here. And so far, he's out quicking Cedric. Cedric going high on that line. Chet Sterling, nice elbow. Oh, I think he goaded Cedric in there.
He did. Getting him in quick succession here. Nice knee lift.
Oh, he's out on his feet. Rough Rider leg lariat. Woo!
Chet's put away many a men in the past, but a talent like Cedric Alexander, you know, even with a quick flurry of offense like that, I think it's going to take a little bit more for Chet to secure the PWI Ultra J title on this evening.
But he's on the right track. That's one of his signature moves. He goes up here. He likes that leg lariat from the top. Sometimes the blockbuster, but Cedric caught him. Ooh, hard right hand. It's a bad spot to be in. Man, this is not a good place to be kind of out on your feet.
Cedric following up to the top, getting in some shots. It looks like he might be going for a superplex or something to bring him down, but I think Chet wants to try to knock Cedric back to the canvas to go for, as you said, either that blockbuster or that diving leg lariat. We'll see what Chet has in mind here.
Wait for that leg lariat. Cedric moved out of the way. Oh, what quickness. Cedric is so fast. But so is Chet.
Oh, huge Michinoku driver. Oh, checking out just in time, and Cedric is in disbelief. Referee Todd Myers was there watching the shoulders, and now Beta Scott trying to get involved in the action, it looks like.
She spent most of this match trying to reach in and grab at Chet. She's trying to get involved any way she can. But that Michinoku driver has become one of the pet moves of Cedric Alexander.
You know, we talk about this match is for the PWA Ultra J title, and now Chet's wanting to get his hands on Cedric Alexander. Sure, getting some comeuppance for losing the CWF TV title earlier would be huge. Winning the PWI Ultra J title would be huge. But can you imagine the headlines? Chet Sterling defeating someone in the Cruiserweight Classic who's been the PWG Evolve Ring of Honor. What this could do for Chet Sterling's career overall.
Oh, not a brain buster. He got the suplex. But yes, this would be the biggest win of his career. He might be getting a Three Amigos here. A second one, and he likes to follow up with the brain buster. Well, the third one here, is he going to drop him? No, he blocked it. Man, that was self-preservation. If he got caught with that brain buster, that would have been it.
No stranger to each other, probably knew what was coming and knew that could have spelled his demise if you weren't able to escape from it.
Oh, nice defensive move, but Cedric lands on his feet.
Oh, very nice move. Cedric looked to be coming in from the apron, but Chet caught him off guard with that knee lift to the face. Now what's he going for here? Slingshot apron DDT!
These men are fighting for one of the most prestigious junior heavyweight titles in wrestling today. Men like Eddie Edwards, Andrew Everett, Trevor Lee have all held this title, and they are putting it all on the line to win this thing here tonight, even if it means dropping yourself on the floor to hurt the other man.
For Cedric Alexander, holding that title adds prestige to his already illustrious career and adds some credence to his already huge ego. But for Chet Sterling, win this title will kick open doors internationally and get into places he has yet to go. Get to those places Cedric Alexander has been. Both of these men need to get back in the ring, but Chet Sterling especially, you can't win the title if the champion is counted out.
Right, absolutely. You have to pin him in the ring. And Chet Sterling is where Cedric was at several years ago. He's knocking on the door. He's trying to get to that next level, and he might be 3 seconds away. And Cedric kicked out.
What is it going to take for Chet Sterling to put Cedric Alexander away at this point in the contest?
Man, he's unloaded just about everything he has, but the key is he can't let Cedric get back going. Once Cedric gets momentum, he's hard to stop. He's out. He's dead weight right now.
Yeah, you got to turn him over to his shoulders, but if he's dead weight, that could prove to be difficult, especially after, what are we, with 10, 12 minutes in the match with both these men sweating and just not able to even get a grasp on your opponent.
Yeah, we're getting deep into this match here, but if he's out on his feet, he's going to waste energy trying to pick him up. Well, thinks he killed him.
Hopefully it's not that severe. Hopefully he's able to get Cedric either up on his feet to keep the match going or turn him over to his shoulders. Oh, Cedric Alexander playing possum and was able to sneak in a small package. Only a 2 count. Good grief.
Brought that whip kick all the way to the back of the head.
I've seen a roundhouse kick similar to that knock out opponents before, and the same could be said not on this evening for Chet Sterling.
Chet Sterling showing unbelievable heart, unbelievable desire here. He wants his title. He wants to join those other men that have held this title. He wants to knock on that door.
And I saw Cedric Alexander give him a glance, Chet Sterling a glance. He got his feet saying, all right, you want to play? Let's go.
And we are in a stalemate. Both men in the corner. Shotgun drop kick. No! Chet Sterling just cold cocked him with the right hand.
Cracked him hard with that haymaker. And now Chet Sterling going up top, like you said, a place where he scored many a victory from before, including right here Nova Pro over both Prakash Savar and Logan Easton Leroux.
Get the blockbuster. Caught him. He's got him. He's going to roll him over. We'll have a new champion.
Can Chet Sterling do it? Do we have a new Ultra Day champion?
Vito grabbed the referee.
And Chet Sterling is rightfully angry. He knows exactly what happened. And Todd Myers now preoccupied with Veda Scott. And Chet Sterling also preoccupied with what's going on the outside. This could be a big mistake. We've seen this before. Cedric Alexander could be pulling Chet Sterling, baiting him into that lumbar check any moment.
It could be. No, rolls him up. Oh, and Chet Sterling kicked out. Man, I thought the distraction was going to get him there. What do we got here? Going to try to roll him up or kind of roll? Yes, no. Oh, what did Veda just cheat him with the title?
Veda Scott hit him with the titles. Lumbar check!
Oh, no, not this way. It's Cedric. What the?
Cedric Alexander's foot was under the ropes. It was good officiating by Todd Myers. His feet were under the ropes and he couldn't count the 3 there.
Cedric's own feet were under the ropes. Another one. Oh my God.
May not have even been necessary, but now mid-ring, Cedric Alexander gets the pin.
See Cedric Alexander defend the PWI Ultra J Championship against Lucha Underground star Shane Strickland on August 12th in Fairfax, Virginia. For more information, go to novaprowrestling.tumblr.com.